first of all, I would like to thanks every participant of this call. Really appreciate for your time, even in the late evening. I know in Pakistan and in India, it's very late, but we try to, you can say, accommodate in a situation that in the evening hours, so we can take at least some of the valuable minutes for our presentation or our learning journey. So it will be great that we are going to start our session. And the, today's session that we are going to cover and we are going to work on it, it will be based on the Dynamic 365 and Power Platform. It's an online training camp and which will be continued till you can say next 3 months. And every week we are going to conduct 2 sessions. Approximately 90-minute session duration will be there. And today is the first session for this kickoff season, as well as we will start with the introduction and related to all of the objectives that we are going to meet. So first of all, we will look into the agenda. In our agenda, we will start our presentation by introducing ourselves. And then we will also look into the main objectives that we are going to cover during this training camp. And then we will continue our conversation with some of the basic term of Dynamics 365, the evolution process of Microsoft Dynamics 365. We will also cover the introduction about Dynamics 365 customer engagement modules, which we normally also call as a front desk operation. We will look into some of the industries that where Dynamics 365 normally fits in and where you will find a major portion from the Microsoft. Along with it, we will also look into the major competition, which normally covers, and we normally look into the details about what type of competition and what are the products are in the market and how the Microsoft is competing those major, you can say, stakeholders. And we will talk about the Dynamics 365 ecosystem and the architecture. So these will all training point that we are going to cover in today's session there. So I will start with my introduction, and I think most of the people in the call, they already know about me, but the people who don't know me, my name is Adnan Jalees, and I'm working as a solution architect and the Dynamics 365 practice lead in LITS group. And in terms of the roles and responsibilities, I'm covering across the Middle East, UK, and Africa region, and where we are providing the Dynamics 365 consultancy for small to medium sized, still you can say the corporate organizations. And if I talk about the domain that I normally cover, most of the things I'm normally covering in the real estate, as well as equipment rental, loyalty programs, banking, financial and investment institutes, insurance services, trade and logistics. So these are the all, you can say, the domains that I normally cover during, you can say, my project implementation. So this is about my introduction about, and you can also contact me on my email, which is the, you can say, personal email address I have written. You can also approach me on LinkedIn, and there is also YouTube channel from you can say which I established, and all of the content that we are going to work on it, the same content will also be available on that particular my channel. And along with me, uh, it will be, you can say, co-host that we are going to means me and another person we are working in this presentation, Mr. Wahaj. And I'm very honored, and you can say I will take the, you can say I'm very privileged that I'm having Mr. Wahaj, that he's also supporting me, and he's one of the, you can say, guru in the Middle East region. He is going to help you in terms of the understanding of Dynamics 365, and he will be participating regular basis with our in this journey. So I will request Mr. Wahaj if he can introduce himself. So it will be great. And then we will continue our conversation.
Okay, thank you, Adnan. I mean, you already spoke a lot about me. Thank you. So my name is Wahaj Rashid, and I work in Middle East. I have around 11 years of experience in Microsoft Dynamics 365, Power Apps, and customer engagement modules. I work now as mostly as a customer engagement architect, and I look over solution design and digital transformations for some government and retail entities in the UAE. So you can also contact me on the LinkedIn, as Adnan said, is my LinkedIn is here. I also have a YouTube channel, Wahaj Works, and I have a blog called CRM Logs. You can also find me on the Microsoft Dynamics community. I'm quite active there. So if you have any questions, feel free to post. I will be assisting Adnan on this, especially on development and technical aspects throughout the series. So again, I'm really privileged to have Adnan with me and co-hosting these sessions with him. So yeah, please continue.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Wahaj. Really appreciate, and I really admire that you are with us. And let's start with our session. First of all, we are going to look into the main objectives that we are going to cover. So, main objective is to empower and enable every participant, the people who are attending this session live, as well as the people who will watch these video series as well as the tutorial series at later stage. So it will help them to work on the Dynamics 365 and Power Platform technologies. And we want you to make yourself comfortable with the Microsoft technology. So that's the point number one that we are looking to the mainly on the during this training sessions. And we will make sure that we will share our expertise as well as the experience with all the participants. And if you have any question, if you have any, you can say, query about the working style as well as the experience that you are having, please feel free to ask. And you can also put in the comments in the chat box also, as well as you can post whatever the questions that you are having, so you can send us the email also. And we will start our journey from very basic level, and gradually we will move to the advanced level. So that's our objective, because we want everyone to be feel free as well as the comfortable, so that they can start the basics, and as soon as they are moving, they will achieve the advanced level. Then what will be covered in this learning journey? So that's the many you can say the uh, main objective that we are looking to it. That in Dynamics 365, it's a complete, you can say, product line. There are different product lines. It will you can see it in the Dynamics platform. And in this particular season, we are going to cover only the customer engagement and the Power Platform technologies. But definitely, by the passage of the time, and if you can say we have the further queries, we will continue, or we will arrange some new, you can say, courses during the sessions there. And there are two fundamental series that we are going to look into in this learning journey. One is the functional expert, which is very mandatory to option in to adopt any product. So functional series, it will be covered at the early stage. So this is what we are going to cover. And in next, you can say 1 month, we will talk about only the functionality about the modules that we are going to cover in terms of the sales management as well as the customer module. So these are the two modules that we are going to cover as a functional part. Then we will also initiate the technical knowledge sharing series, in which we will start with the basic to intermediate level, and as well as we will cover the advanced levels. So there will be a series of, you can say, the training that you will find. So first are going to cover the functional, and the second it will be the technical one. The main thing that what we need from you, uh, we want you, everyone, every participant, to attend the live session, because in the live session you can directly approach to us. Me and Wahaj and also our other guest speaker will help you to answer the query. So that's a very, you can say, effective way to do it. But if you are watching the video or tutorial afterwards, or if you have any question in the mind during that time, so most probably no one will be there to help you to answer this query. Definitely, you can approach us on LinkedIn or email address. You have our contact details, so you can contact at any time. But the live session is a different way to communicate, or you can say you can have the instant answer of your queries. Then what is the second point is related to the practice, because the practice is necessary. So whatever you are going to learn today and the future sessions, we want you to explore the future by practicing whatever you have learned. Experience will make you the better person. So that's the only thing we wanted. And if you have any question, please don't shy to ask questions, regardless what type of the question. Please feel free to ask it. And the people who are attending our live sessions on regular basis, we will have some surprises in the end of the course. So we are not going to announce it today or even in, you can say, the future, but definitely we are going to announce by the end of the course. So that's very important point. If you want to see some surprises or you want to see some surprise announcement, you would require to attend the live sessions. Now, these are the two major QR codes you can scan. One is the WhatsApp group. If you are not member of the particular WhatsApp group that we are having, so you can also join that particular WhatsApp so that we can communicate with you. We can post whatever, you can say you have the question, so you can directly ask, or you can share the information whatever you are having. So that's a very instant messaging that you can be part of it. And then the content that we are going to share, it will also be available on OneDrive. So OneDrive QR code is also there, so you can scan it and you can bookmark in your favorites there. Now, if we talk about the future goals, means this is the one course that we are going to cover in this way, but what will happen in the future? So definitely we are going to add more courses as well as the topics during the camp that we are running. So if we identify, okay, these are some of the topics that we would like to add there in our content, so definitely we will add. So because whatever changes are coming up here in the market, you can imagine that every month or every quarter there is a lot of feature update. There is a lot of, you can say, new releases are coming into the place. So we will try to cover everything. Not everything, you can say. It's a maximum portion that we are going to cover. And moreover, once we will finish off with our basic and intermediate level, we are going to cover other modules, which also include the field surveys, projects, automation, even Power Platform development, which is a totally Power Apps. And we will also look into adding the finance and operation course also. So these are the all modules that we are thinking to add, or you can say we are going to start the similar programs for these other modules there. Now, let's talk about some of the basic here. What is Dynamics 365? The term Dynamics 365 is used that the products Microsoft offers to any kind of the business. It includes the back end or back office operation, where the finance department is there. You have operation, you have logistics, you have inventory, you have product control. All of these are back office operations. So it includes the modules for the back office operation, as well as it also includes the front desk automation modules, which includes sales management, customer service management, field operation, marketing. So what the Microsoft has done, it had combined everything under one umbrella. And it covers approximately every kind of the industry. By majority, the Dynamics 365 is preferable. The main advantage that the Microsoft is taking nowadays, it's a single platform. People are using Windows, they are using Office product. If they have the automation process on the top of it, which covers their business modules and which covers the business automation, which needs for to achieve any daily activities, these products will help them. Let's take example of inquiry management. If you are using the Microsoft platform, all of the products that they we just talked about, we about the Office products, email, your Windows, as well as the system. So inquiry comes here and it logs there in the system, and it will finish it off, means the complete life cycle is going to be monitored, is going to be managed within the system. You don't need to operate multiple systems for any reason. So there is a single platform that the Microsoft is going to offer, and it covers in the Dynamics 365. And Microsoft Dynamics 365 is being used from the small to enterprise scale. Any kind of the business, they can option in, they can start using it. And the main objective it's here that the approach of the implementation is very shorter than others. If you are doing the custom development to build any ERP solution, it may take years to complete. But by the using of any proprietary software such as Dynamics 365, the life cycle of any, you can say, development implementation, it reduced down into months, and even nowadays it's days. We normally recommend to go with the agile approach, in which we have the fast track implementation of the front desk automation. So let's take example, whatever the products are available, what are the features available. If the customer wants to implement as is, the complete life cycles into the months. Same way, if we talk about in the ERP modules, the same approach applies over there. So within a 6 months, complete organizations move to the main, you can say, the automation part there. So that's the beauty of Dynamics 365. So whenever you hear about a Dynamics 365, it's a group of different products. It's an umbrella under which the Microsoft has a complete line of the products over there. So you may find hundred of the modules are available. So this is what we will also look into the details when we will cover the ecosystem part here. Now, what if any module doesn't cover any business requirement? And you know that people are using the software in a way that they have some complex requirement and they want the solution very quick and in an agile way. So what's the alternate way? Previously, it was having a development on you can say custom modules by using any, you can say, development platform. Either it's a Python, it's a C Sharp, VB.NET. Even in the very early stage, there was Visual Basic, basic modules. There was the only way to do it to build the custom application. But what about if you have a product which will help you to reduce down the development, and it is the automated process, it will connect it with the same ecosystem. Microsoft offers Power Platform, or you can say Power Apps here. In the Power Apps, what is there? It's a combination of business intelligence apps. It's having a capability to build and connect the software applications. And the beauty of the Power Apps is here, and you can say the Power Platform is it's built on a low code programming language where you just need a very small level of the code is required. So we normally help, or we normally call it as a low code development, or even the people who doesn't know about the programming language, they can build their application on the top of Power Apps. And it's a matter of days or even hours if you're using the Power Apps there. In the previous days, or you can say early days, what we had to do, we have to build the application from scratch. But now, by the help of the Power Apps, Power Platform, we can build the any kind of the application in a very rapid way. So in Power
And
Apps,
yeah,
you will
the
find the interface. Yes, please, Wahaj, you have a
yeah, and the Power Apps are actually also cloud enabled and of course mobile enabled. One
yeah.
thing, I mean, I know there is a mix of audience here. Some will be already some have expertise, they know Power Apps, Dynamics 365, maybe they have years of experience. But what I've seen, at least in the presentation, Adnan has collected a lot of data, and this data is very helpful. And usually we do not get it on the Google. I'll be very honest with you. So please be patient and go through how Dynamics 360 was formed, what was the history of ERP then CRM acquired by Microsoft. Because this is something that really helps you when you are going for sales pitches, and even when you generally need to talk about it or understand the whole architecture. Yeah, please,
That's true.
Adnan,
That's
go
true.
ahead.
That's true. Yeah, this is what I forgot. This is a complete online or cloud-based architecture. You don't need to have the on-prem environment. So this is what the beauty. You don't need to do any installation. It's just like a plug and play. And the application form, the intelligence, the connectivity, they are all into one product line, Power Platform and Power Apps there. Okay. Now, what about the database? Means you are having all the application, but there's some sort of the information that you are going to store it. So let's take example of the employee information, customer information, transactions. So what about the database? Where it is the actual database is there. So here it comes with the Dataworks terminology that we are going to have. So Dataverse is again, it's an online database which is going to be used to store and manage data, whatever it's needed to perform any operation. So let's take an example here. CRM that you are going to use it, which is the online version. On the back end, there is Dataverse. Same way for the Power Apps. You build the application, but to building the application, you need a database. So Dataverse, it will help you, or you can say the data where it is going to save it, it is a Dataverse over there. Okay, so it's a combination of all kind of the tables, columns, relationships of the columns, everything will be there. Same like we normally use it as a relation database management. Same is available on the RDB, same is available on the Dataverse, but you can say little bit tweaks or little bit you can say new formation of the data management is there.
Okay, I'd like to add one more thing here.
Yes, please.
See, okay, so the Power Apps, maybe you already know, has two kinds of applications. One are known as Canvas applications or Canvas apps. The others are model-driven apps. So Dynamics 365 is totally based on model-driven apps. So if you say the foundation of Dynamics 365 customer engagement modules is actually data model driven apps, and model driven apps are based on Dataverse. So Dataverse, as Nan said, is the data layer of Microsoft Dynamics 365 suite. And when you go for Dataverse, you come up with some out of the box tables or entities, which are very useful. And these are very helpful even if you're designing totally a custom application. And even if you go, I mean, any of the modules of Dynamics 365, these are the common entities which are being used. So this achieves one purpose, which is to have common data repository and common data model. That's why it was previously called CDS, Common Data Service. So now it is known as Dataverse. So it is actually base of the Dynamics 365 applications.
That's true. That's true. Perfect. Up till now, is there any question with the audience? If you have anything, you can raise your hand or you can put your question in the chat so that by the passage or by the time that we are going to cover the topic that we will also try to help you to answer those questions.
So there is a one question, Adnan sir.
Yes,
Regarding the Dataverse, means we can say the Dataverse is a database which is internally used in the Power Platform.
true. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Just not to confuse you, just one thing. See, Microsoft Power Apps can connect to any database by default.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
I mean, you can use any external database for to input or output the data. But
Yes.
by default, if you use modular apps, you have to use the Dataverse. So all of your modular apps data is stored in Dataverse.
Also, we can connect the local database using the gateway.
Yes, we can do that. But you know
Uh,
what I'm saying? Let's say you create a table in Dataverse. So that table that you created inside the database as or inside the Power Apps, that will always store data in the database, but you can always connect it with external databases
Yes,
for
exactly.
different scenarios. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, for Shahzad, yes, the database is stored in Azure. Yes, it's all
Exactly.
cloud based.
Exactly. So let's start with the let's continue with our next phase where we are going to look into the journey on the ERPs. So it has been started, you can say, more than 40 years ago when Solomon was founded. Then eventually Microsoft acquires the products, two products Microsoft acquired. One is Solomon. Then Solomon became, you can say, in the Navision, two products were built. Then by the passage of the time, Microsoft acquired the products, two, not two, even three products. Even Solomon was there, then Navision was there, then GP, and even the AX also. So all of the products Microsoft acquired in early 2000 stage, and where the formations start executing, or you can say where the products were bundled under the Microsoft umbrella over there. By the passage of the time, what happened? Microsoft introduced, first of all, there was no internet at the early stage, or there was a very limited internet. All of the products were being used as an on-prem, or you can say where they were hosted locally or within the office premises.
And
Then,
these were thick clients, I mean, fat
yes,
clients.
exactly, that's true. And then by the passage of the time, as we have the technology available everywhere, internet speed is high up to the mark, and people have the requirement where they need the instant access of the application. In that particular scenario, cloud hosting was available, or you can say it was introduced. So all of the products that the Microsoft has was working on the on-prem, they moved it from the on-prem to the cloud one. So Exapta, it became firstly not Exapta, firstly Navision. It became the Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation Business Edition. So that's the major release. It happened in 2012. Then afterwards in 2017, AX was rebranded in Dynamics 365 as the Finance and Operation Enterprise version, and it was moved from on-prem to the cloud. So you can say the ERP cloud version was firstly introduced for the small scale business in 2012. And from 2017, it was start for the mid to the enterprise level. And now everyone knows from the 2018, even 19, there's a lot of revolution happened on the Microsoft platform. So most of the people who wants to go on to cloud because they are less in the maintenance. You have the instant access. You can work anywhere, anytime. You don't need to be available in office to access the environment. So that's the beauty for cloud version. Now, even during the COVID situation, and even the still today, people want to go online because they don't want to put the system behind anywhere that where the restriction is applied. So that's the beauty of the Dynamics 365 ERP. It started from 1980 by Solomon Foundation. Then Demcard, it you can say they worked with IBM to invent or to work on the Accepta, and still today we have both systems are available. Even GPs are also available, but it is only for the on-prem. It's not available for on cloud. So if we talk about a Dynamics 365 cloud version, only the Business Center, which is you can say NAV upgraded. So Business Center is available, and the Finance and Operation, which is the AX evaluation. Okay. And in 2021, in this year, commerce is matured enough that the Microsoft is also pushing for the general release, or it is pushing for the implementation part there. Now, if we talk about the specifically for the CRM, in 2001, Microsoft acquired iCommunicate, and at that time, iCommunicate and the Microsoft acquired that particular company, and it started working on the dynamic CRM from 2003 with version 1.0. Very early days there. The matured one, the CRM, it was came CRM 4.0 in 2007, which was, you can say, the major release from the Microsoft. Then in 2011, CRM, Dynamic CRM 2011 was introduced. So there was a major shift from the version happened from 4 to 11. Still, people are using 4. There are some certain people who are using still 4, but majority you will see 2011, there's a big change happen. And then the evolution was there in terms of the GUI, graphics, compatibility,
Architecture.
accessibility, architecture wise. So in 13, 15, 16, 16 was a major release as compared to CRM 2011.
Yes.
And after 16, Microsoft rebranded the 16 version into the Dynamics 365, where 8.2 version was released. And Microsoft also introduced some of the other modules where the field service, project service automation was formed there, because Microsoft also acquired two more products during that time in 2015. Field services from Field One, and there was a project service automation. So Microsoft acquired those products and rebranded and put it there in a one single solution box in 2018. Now we are currently in 2021. The major release available for online is 9.2, which has all of the functionality that we are going to see, and even we are going to cover during this training sessions there. And even for both release, you can say 2016, 365 still Microsoft is supporting, even though Microsoft is also supporting 2015 also, but I believe so it's going to be ended by in coming years. But still Microsoft is supporting 16, 8.2, and 9.1, even 9.0, 9.1, 9.2. So majorly the people who are working either on 16 or 9.2. So that's the major release that you will see during that time. And in this year, the major, you can say the change happened in the Dynamics 365 customer engagement platform. It is the release of the field service app. Previously, in the field service, there was a third-party solution we were using. It called Resco Technologies. So Resco, they built the mobility application on the top of CRM, to which helps the user to manage their all of the operation through the mobile devices. So now what the Microsoft had done, they had built their own application for mobile use. So it's again, the application is built on the top of Power Platform. Power Apps application is there, the app is available, and it can be directly used there. Okay.
Okay, so the CRM was always a web application, ASP.NET based application. It was a three-tier application. So it was running on top of iOS. So and then now in dynamic, I mean after yeah, when I believe in V9, right? Well, then version 9, it was Microsoft started merging it with the Power Apps platform. So previously there was two versions available. One was on premise and cloud, and now the cloud version, which is more Microsoft pays more attention to the cloud version, is kind of is a merger with Power App platform. So this is also a drastic change. So now whenever we talk about Dynamics 365, so we always say Power Apps because it's based on Power Apps platform, and that's also architectural change.
Yeah, exactly. Because in during this phase in 2018, PowerOS was also available, or you can say it was started by the Microsoft. And during that time, CDS, Common Data Service, was introduced. Then it was converted to Dataworks. And online, you can say cloud workflow system, because as CRM is having very, you can say, sophisticated and very comprehensive workflow management. But there was a limitation on the workflow on the CRM, and this is what we will also cover in our training sessions. But to
Okay, for the
communicate
new
to do the
guys,
yes, please.
yeah, please, sorry, no, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. To do this one, to automate any process, means you want to uh, connect the system for the integration purpose, or you want to have some automation, Microsoft also introduced Flow. And now Flow is, you can say, evaluated in the Power Automate. And from the Flow point of view, or you can say Power Automate point of view, you can connect the multiple system into together. So let's take an example of, you have the social media channels. You want to listen the you can say the keywords or the tags, and you want to integrate with the system. You can do it. Similar way, you are working on the SharePoint. You have the documents over there, and based on the documentation or document updates, you want to update any of the information or any of the process you want to execute. You can use the Power Automate. So it's a matter of the adding the steps. It's matter of just configuring a small set of the code that you are going to put it there. And again, it is going to help the people who don't know about the technology, who don't have the expertise on the programming. Low code development is enabled, and it is also enabling for the people who are more into the business side as compared to the technical. We normally call it as citizen developers. Citizen developers, you can say the powered user, who are the business owners, business stakeholders, and they have the ideas. They are working in the business operation and they want some automation. So we normally call them as a citizen developer. Yes, Bhaj, you have
Okay,
some
yeah.
points.
So just one second, one thing. For new guys, I mean, who not familiar, again, I will just clarify. Dynamics ERP is has a different architecture, and Dynamics CRM or customer engagement is merged with Power Apps. So this and our focus for this particular program is Dynamics 365 customer engagement or CRM apps. Okay, that's one thing. Secondly, I see there's a question by Sayed Uzair Ali. Every year, Microsoft releases new version. Do organization need to update every year accordingly? For online customers, there are two major releases every year, known as Wave 1 and Wave 2. And Microsoft, this is already, I mean, this is automatically upgraded. There is no need of your, customers intervention. I mean, no steps need to be done here. So that's fine. I mean, these are fully supported. For on-premise versions, yes, you have to manually, download the upgrade packs, or we call it hot packs, or roll-ups that needs to be installed on your server. Yeah.
Exactly. So there was also a question about the from Anas. What was database for 2013 and 2016? Again, it's a SQL Server, because Microsoft only offers a SQL Server for on-prem, and even on cloud. If you talk about SQL, Dataworks is based, or you can say the base of the database is the SQL, SQL, or you can say the SQL Server technologies, or you can say the application they are using. So
Okay.
base are there, the database is on top of it. But in 13 and 16, SQL Server was there, because Microsoft only supports SQL Server as a backend
Yeah.
database.
Okay. One thing for the online version, on-premise, of course, you have the access to database. So as an answer, this is on Dataverse platform. So Dataverse backend is definitely SQL Server, but that doesn't mean you can communicate directly with the database. The database on the online or cloud version is hidden from the users or developers or the client. What you can do is you can communicate or you can get data using the tools that Microsoft has provided, like Power as platform, and there are some other tools that you can use. So the database implementation is hidden from the user. What you see is, object relational mapping, or ORM kind of interface that helps you create tables, define fields, add relationships, but you won't actually access the database. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, what we are going to cover in the next phase, we are going to look into the major industries. Microsoft offers products for almost every kind of the industry, which are the mainly which I just tagged here. For education, uh, means school management. If you talk about universities, enabling the teachers, staff, administration, products are available. Even industry uh, accelerators are available. Industry accelerator. These are the some of the, you can say, the modules which community they have built, and it is available to use just like a framework. Same thing for the financial institutes, financial, you can say, investment banks. not the traditional, or you can say the normal banking, because the banking software are totally different. But in terms of managing the expenses, managing the accounting, so financial institutions, they are also preferring the Dynamics 365. Travel and aviation, there's a big jump happened in the Dynamics 365 because everything is on a cloud and IoT has been introduced. So aviation and the travel industry, they are adopting Dynamics 365. Then the hospitality sector, it's a major where the retail comes here, with the service part is there, even sales part, they are also utilizing it here. Trade and logistics, that's the backbone for any, you can say, the kind of the manufacturing. So they are using the Dynamics 365. Medical care means the hospitals, clinics, even supporting staff. The vertical solutions are available on the top of Dynamics 365. Manufacturing, that's the main thing. Again, it's available, but there are some, you can say, lackness of the manufacturing. You will not find Dynamics 365 majorly on the manufacturing because there are a lot of other, you can say, competitors they are doing. But still, Dynamics 365 is much more convenient and, you can say, easy to go with this. Then agriculture department, again, agriculture sector is a different and a totally, you can say, managing specifically for the field service and the geolocation wise, as well as for trading purpose. Agriculture sector is also utilizing the Dynamics 365. Then again, the professional services or service oriented companies, they are using Dynamics 365. Insurance companies, they are also preferring Dynamics 365 in terms of the case management, means for the customer care, even for booking the sales and the invoicing part. But again, there is some lacknesses there because again, in the insurance, they have the specified sectors specifically for calculating the policies and underwriting departments. They are using a different software, but in terms of, you can say, customer support, sales, Dynamics 365 has done to automate the business processes. Then again, there is a big portion of retail because retail needs a very comprehensive logic to implement in terms of the front desk automation as well as with the back office operation. So Microsoft has a big stake in the market in the retail and the commerce sector. Specifically, if we talk about the Business Central or Navision, that's a big, you can say, jump or big business division. You will find it over there on the top of this sector there. Then the property and the real estate. There is a big portion. Microsoft is also offering, and they have the solution to option N to work as a single solution. But there are some, you can say, add-ons which would require. But again, the add-ons, they normally work on the top of Dynamics 65. So all of these industries, they, which we just mentioned it there, they are the potential sectors who are using Dynamics 365 or where you will find the Dynamics 365 application over there.
Adnan, there is a
Yes.
question
Yes.
by Mr. Rana Umar Hayat.
Hmm.
He's asking how agriculture and real estate sectors are using Microsoft Dynamics. If you can give them a quick example. You're expert
Yeah,
on property
exactly.
and real estate, so please
Exactly. Because
just quick
see,
examples.
yes, Microsoft offers the base, or you can say the framework for sales and the customer service and facility maintenance in the form of field services. It's very quickly to option in for the property and real estate because if you need to build any kind of the business process for that particular industry, it is doable, it's achievable, and there are a lot of market solution. Even we have our own IP solution which is based on the property and the real estate and it's built on the top of the Dynamics platform there. I just wanted to highlight one thing here. In Dynamics, it's very easy to do the customization. It's very easy to do the development. So you can build the gaps on the top of it. So that's the reason in the Dynamics or in the, you can say, real estate world, you will find the also big portion of the Dynamics also. If they are not going to use for the core business, but for the supporting end, you will find there. Means in terms of the back office operation, maximum or majority they are using the Dynamics 365 to handling the accounts and the finance and the receivable and the payables, and even for the contract management and for the project management. But let's say if they want to use it, they can option in for the add-ons. This is what they can do. Similar way for the agriculture. Mainly, it is being used for the field service, for any kind of the operations they are going to do for the farming purpose, and even for the customer care. You will find the Dynamics platform over there. Although there are some gaps are there, particularly for the seeding as well as for butchering, you will find the gaps there. But again, add-ons, by helping getting the add-ons, the technology can be implemented on Dynamics 365.
Yeah, I believe, I mean, we can cover this once we first go through the normal sales flow. Then we will have better examples to you provide you. And secondly, there is a marketplace also, as Adnan said, where independent service providers or partners upload the modules or ready to use verticals that can turn your normal sales scenario into a property management system or a agriculture management system. But again, you will understand it better once we have some basic understanding of sales flow.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a question from Niaz about the free version. Unfortunately, nothing is free in this world.
Especially Microsoft.
And so no, even though
No, I'm just
any
kidding.
you can say proprietary
Uh,
software,
no,
you
these
will
are
not find
actually
any free version.
enterprise systems, and yeah, so it's not
Yeah,
free,
actually,
but
see, for the development purpose, we normally I will show you some of the details, because you can also get enrolled in the developer program, where you can have the 30 days trial, or not 30 days, 90 days trial initially. Then it is extendable for next 3 months also, means 90 days. It will become the 180 days, means approximately six
yeah.
months. But for the CRM instance, yes, you would require to at least 30 days trial. Then it can be extendable, but it required the credit card, you can say registration. You can extend, but Microsoft normally inform you before it is renewal is coming up there. And uh, Microsoft also offers a free license, or you can say discounted price, for a certain organization who are non-profitable organizations, as well as the people who are working for charity, or the people who are not earning from their business. So Microsoft also offers some discounts, and even Microsoft gives the free licensing specifically for education sector, and for NGOs, non-profit organization, charity organization, they give it. And even for the learning purpose, you can have it. And the beauty is, you can option in, you can subscribe for the trial as soon as it is going to expire. So as soon as it's expired, either you can extend for next 30 days, or let's say you want to continue with the new instance, you can do it. Because in the form of moving the customization and the configuration, it's not a very lengthy work. You can do it in a very shorter way. I mean, you can export your customization and you can re-import in the new organization. So this is what we also cover during our session there.
So Adnan, there is a one question.
Yes, please.
So for example, we have created a 30 days trial on the Dynamics CE version, no?
Hmm,
And we have done the many of the customization for the practice purpose on 30 days trial.
hmm,
So
hmm.
before expiring the 30 days trial, can we export the current solution and import easily to the next uh,
That's true.
30 days? So
Exactly.
therefore, we could easily migrate our version and continue our working with the last development.
Exactly. Exactly. You can.
All right.
Because the way the development it happens on the Dynamics, on the top of Dynamics 365 customer engagement, it's very, you can say, easy to migrate. So you can export the solution and you can re-import to the new organization. So only things comes here in terms of the configuration. Although there is a part there where you can also export the configuration. You don't need to worry about it, because there are some apps are available which will help to migrate. But let's say whatever the development we normally do, it's easy to move from one instance to another instance. And same thing for the plugins as well. Means as soon as you are going to export anything from one organization or one instance, and you're going to re-import it there, so everything will be there. So only part that what type of component that you are going to take it as a solution. So
All right.
that's we will cover in the technical session about the working on the solution part, as well as setting up the environment plus the development purpose.
All right.
And
Thank you, sir.
Microsoft actually do not delete your data, even the ones from the trial subscription. Believe they give you 15 or 30 days. I do not recall,
30,
but
30
there is a
days.
tenure. They will finally send you an email, like they will send you reminders before that. If you do not take backup of your data or export customizations, you can do that. I mean, before the
All right,
deletion of the instance. Yeah.
got it. Thank you.
Okay, guys. I guess we have a lot to cover, so let's continue, and we'll definitely have a QA session later
Yeah,
at
exactly,
end
exactly.
of this.
Now, let's talk about the customer engagement modules. As we talk about the Dynamics 365 overall, we talked about the sectors, or we also talked about the major elements of the Dynamics 365. What are the modules which comes by default or which Microsoft offers based on the industry practice, based on the standard, the specific department, specific organization they are using. So Microsoft offers by default 5 modules. Overall, you can say 4 because the project service automation now it's a mixed version of the finance and operation also. So let's say if you are going with the finance and operation, then the project service automation comes into the place. But eventually there are the 5 modules which comes here. One is the sales, where you have end-to-end sales management processes. Now the things here, Microsoft offers you the vanilla environment. Vanilla environment means the base structure ready to use any, you can say, the module as is. So it only would require to just set up the environment, do little bit configuration, and start working on it. So in the sales, there is a complete scenarios are available. It starts from the inquiry management, then it goes till the execution or the sales process completion. Then the analytics means how you're going to generate the reports, how you are going to visualize the information or visualize all of the activities of the members who are collaborating in the sales activity. So in the sales management, you will see the complete end-to-end business process, specifically for the opportunity management, where you are going to manage the sales pipeline. Sales pipeline means what is your target, how the inquiries are coming in, what is your expectation, what is the probability to win that particular deals, how many are converted, how many are not converted. Complete opportunity management is there. Same for the social selling. So based on the customer sentiments, based on the inputs that you are receiving from the feedback from the customer, and also with the market segment, you can also enable the social selling. I mean, the customer is taking product A, but you can also upsell, cross sell by using the social mechanism. Then the content collaboration. Uh, in any organization, everyone is participating, everyone is collaborating. So you want to share the information among your teammates as well as with different department, even with the customer, with even with your partners. So content collaboration is also available in the complete, you can say, Dynamics 365 sales. Even if we talk about the content collaboration, it also includes in the sales, customer service, marketing, fee services available everywhere. Then again, mobility feature means no one is sitting on the laptops a whole day, specifically if we talk about the sale. Nowadays, everyone tries to sell online, but majority of the information or majority of the business execution happens on site. Means people used to visit, people wants to meet, they have to convince them, they have to sit and negotiate, they have to offer cross sell, upsell, each and every step that they are going to follow. They're not going to use the laptops all the way. The mobility feature is also there, means Microsoft also offers mobile app, which also enables the functionality of the mobility, means by using the mobile or tablet, you can perform your activities, you can perform the business execution on the top of it. Same thing from a planning purpose, means how you are going to plan your day, how you are going to plan the uh, actions at time for particular activities or the sales deal that you are going to, how you are going to interact with the customer. So planning is a more important, and then the management. So again, it's come under the sales management. The sales intelligence mean sales intelligence based on the historical information system will identify, okay, what is the score deal, how much probability you can win, So intelligence is also available, and you can see the visualization based on the input data that you are going to have it. So this is a complete sales mechanism available with a different form. We will also talk about when we are going to cover in the functional training. We will also discuss about each and every segment over there.
And
Then
for the
we have,
intelligence part, I mean,
yes,
nowadays the systems has to be intelligent. I mean, it's just not, storing leads, opportunities, or customer data there. So system should also be should enable you to follow up the right leads, follow up the right customers, and send the proper communication. So that's also part of the sales intelligence, and definitely we'll cover it the next session.
exactly. Then now we have the customer service there. In the customer service, omni-channel integration. Omni-channel means you have all the digital mechanism where the input normally comes. Means WhatsApp messaging, email, website, social media platform. So all of the channels that you want to connect, omni-channel support available on the Dynamics 365 customer service there. Then there is a portal functionality. You can have the customer self-service portal where the customer can come can log in, and he can manage his complaints. He can log the complaint, and he can see the progress. So that's the portal functionality is there. Again, the portal is also available for the sales as well as for the field services there. Then the agent enablement means in the form the agents they are having and they are receiving the complaints, all the inquiries from the customer, and they are going to work on it, and they are going to make the priority on it. Then on-site service, again, it's a shorter version of the field services, but you can also do the service activity by using the customer service module, but it's not a very comprehensive one. Then the major part is the knowledge articles or knowledge base, where you can maintain and manage the FAQs, whatever the information that you are going to have related to the product, related to your services that you are offering, related to the information which normally customer asks for, you can manage under the knowledge base on knowledge article. Then the service intelligence is last, because everywhere you are seeing the intelligence version that how the customer is responding. Either the customer is happy or not, based on the sentiment, based on their feedback that you are receiving there. Now let's talk about the marketing part. Marketing, eventually, and Microsoft doesn't own direct marketing solution, but by the help of Adobe solution, because Microsoft is having a you can say special agreement with Adobe, and they have the
Strategic
strategic
partnership,
partnership. Yeah,
right?
strategic
Yeah.
partnership they are having, and Microsoft is using the platform for Dynamics 365 marketing, which is the normal way to do it for email marketing, social marketing. The same feature is there, but Click Dimension is one of the vertical solution we normally see in terms of whenever it comes, or it comes in a way that the marketing solution will be should be the native one, means it shouldn't be outside any system. So Click Dimension is the alternate way. So again, you have the complete marketing, you can say the strategy that you can define. You can automate your campaign. You can draft the templates on top of Dynamics CRM. You can schedule the campaign. You can see the fees, how many opens, how many clicks, how many you can say interaction happen on that particular email. You can have the A/B testing also, means you can see evaluate the template, which template is quite effective, and you can also get the customer response in the different manners, different forms. Means based on some activity it happened on some social campaign. Now you are going to collect the information, and you are going to start seeding or feeding the sales and the customer service department. So again, both solutions have the you can say equivalent kind of the features, but only it comes here what is suitable, either Dynamics 365 marketing or a Click Dimension version. So totally depends on the customer nature, means what they are looking, what are their objective, what are the key elements, or what are the KPIs they're going to maintain. But uh, the features are almost same there. Now, the major part is the field service, where the technicians normally come, service delivery is there, scheduling is there. It's very comprehensive solution you will find under the field service, where you have the assets, you have the products that you sell to the customer. You are converting that products into the customer assets. Means once the customer he bought the product, or the customer is going to buy any product from your company, you are going to provide the services. So asset management is also there in terms of the customer asset. Then the warranty management is also there, is a part of it, but it's not a very comprehensive. But again, it's kind of the enhancement that it can be made. But the active part is there, that the work order management needs, based on the customer complaint, based on the inquiry that you are receiving, plus the scheduled activities are needed to be done, they are going to manage in the field service. So field service normally comes with the two types of the approach. One is the agreement that you are going to have with the customer. Then if the agreement is in place, what is the preventive maintenance plan that you are going to do? It means there is warranty is covered. What is the terms and conditions? So based on all of the logics, you are going to build the work order, and the work order is going to be scheduled. Means there's a team, there's an individual who are working, and the beauty of that field services, it works across geographical locations. So let's say you have a team in one location. Let's take example of UAE. Second team is sitting in KSA, or there are many teams are sitting on the across the Middle East region. You can manage single-handedly in one environment, and every team member is a part of it. The third option, which is the mobility, means by using the mobile app, they are able to see that their diaries, what they have to do, they have to achieve it, either what kind of actions they have to take it, if they have completed their job or not, what are the accessories they have installed, what are the replacement they had made. Each and every segment is there, and based on it is now connected with the sales also, because if the parts replacement is there, or if there in any additional services they have provided and they are going to charge the customer, so on the spot they can do the sales transactions, they can update the customer service, and they can complete their job. So that's the beauty of the field services there. Now, in the project service automation, again, the end-to-end project management, where you have the inquiry, it is related to the project. You can manage it there in terms of the project planning, in terms of resource allocation, budgeting, actuals. You can put it there in the project service automation. But the challenge comes here if we talk about a Dynamics 365 customer engagement project service. It's only for the service project. It's not for the tangible product or time and material based projects. For the time and material based project, Dynamics 365 project operations is in place. So there is a vertical solution is there. But let's say for the service oriented company, PSA or the project service automation module is there. Now, if we talk about specifically for the flow, how it normally works based on the just evaluation that we had made it there. So what we have it there in the sales, we have the actionable insights. First, you are going to see what's being happening and how the things are coming up here. One is selling the items or the services there. They have the relations with the customer, with the leads. So both modules are there, means the insight will help you to identify the potential prospect, potential customer, based on the relationship you are maintaining on the top of CRM there. And then based on the selling mechanism, you are also managing the sales productivity there. And as soon as the productivity is going to be increased, then the sales performance will come to the place. So end-to-end solution is there. One means the sales team, they are only focused on the selling, the sale, the product and the services which you offers, and you are going to optimize it, the process flow. Means you have the internal collaborators, internal teams who are going to manage there. But you are going to engage with the customer. You have to win their hearts. You have to win the strength of that particular customer. So how you're going to do? So based on the proactiveness approach, means you know, okay, what the customer he wants and what type of information he's looking for it, and you are going to sell the right product and the services based on the customer need. If it is going to manage there, so it will help you. So again, Dynamics 365 sales will help you to manage all of these information in the one single platform. And now, if we talk about the sales, the second part comes here, the customer service. So if you have the good customer service, you are going to maintain the relationship very effectively. So again, the customer service is what we had just covered, that you have the omni-channel integration. So customer is going to communicate the team based on his need. Either he's going to send an SMS, he's going to send an email, or he's putting any social feedback on his social account, or he's going to give you a call. So based on the information that you are going to receive, Then there is a self-service option is also available. Means the system is going to respond the customer back very proactively, and based on the customer needs and requirement, what he's asking for, it can route the information to the relevant team. And the relevant team, they are going to see, okay, what's being happen, and they can collaborate with the internal teams. They can also collaborate with the external teams if it is related to any external vendor or a supplier. They are going to manage. Or let's say the customer is asking for a questions, or customer is asking for having some queries. By the time the customer agent or customer service agent or customer service representative is receiving a call, so he have all the answers which the customer may ask about the procedure of the company, procedure of selling the equipment or an item or a product, uh, how the services are going to deliver. So each and everything, maximum information will be captured and it's very available here. So based on the customer information, based on the historical complaints, you can make them as a case, you can make them as a knowledge base, and the same knowledge base can be used it here. And same thing that the you are going to interact means, let's say if the customer is asking you a question and you are going to reply back, or you are going to interact the customer in a very shorter way, definitely it will help you to make the customer very happy. And if the customer is happy, then you are having a big chance of the productivity in sales. So again, modules is available, we just need to activate, and this is what we are going to look into the details over there. Now, this is what we have already covered, the field service. We have the contract agreements. Based on the contract agreement, we are going to schedule and dispatch the team who are going to deliver, and we are going to maintain, or they are going to just provide the services. There is a complete inventory management in the system. So whatever the items are being sold or what are the items are being replaced, so inventory management will be there on the part of field services. Mobility is there. The best part is the connectivity or connected field service. Means there is IoT devices installed on the places and it can be connected and will proceed with the alarming situation and create and automate the work order within the field service. So that's the IoT connectivity or connected field service over there. Is there any question? So there was, I think the sound happened. No. As we have seen here, all of the modules, they are connected. So all of the modules that we are working here, so they are connected here. So it's mean, so customer is satisfied. Means you are providing the services, you are delivering the whatever the customer has or demands. You have the customer service, you have the sales, and definitely it's connected with them. So complete end-to-end process is there. So I think there is one question. I can see one hand from
No,
Mr.
that was I think an older question. Okay,
Okay.
Uzair has a question now.
Yes, please.
I'm getting some noise.
Higher,
It's my question.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to point out. Basically, I was having no question, but there is a lot of distortion because someone have turned on the mic.
Okay, so let's see if we can disable the mic for. No, I think it's okay. I think no, no, no. There is a still. So let's. You can see.
I see everyone is mute. That's strange.
Everyone is mute, and then from where it is coming. Do one thing. Let me just try to do it. I just mute everyone. So might be possible there is someone. It's not here.
Yeah.
So I just mute
Okay.
everyone. So if
It's okay now. It's okay. Please go ahead.
yes, perfect, perfect. Now, what we were covering, the next part is the project service automation. And the project service automation, where we are going to have the end-to-end solution, means you have the marketing campaign, based on then you grab the opportunities, based on the customer information that you are expecting, the project planning, they are going to work in there, then there you are going to allocate the resources. There is some team collaboration there. You are going to also manage the team and means the time and expenses based on the activity or the action they have completed, and the invoices are being generated. So it's a complete end-to-end solution that you will find it there. And we will talk about this information or you can say the business scenarios by the time that we are going to cover these modules.
आपको याद है बचपन में म्यूजिक सेंटर आते थे, हमारे बचपन में होते थे
I think
म्यूजिक
there's
सेंटर में वो कैसेट भरते थे
I think
यार
it's
ये गाने
Khayyam.
भर दो कैसेट
Please mute.
now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay.
या
Now I think let me just do it again. I need to mute everyone again. Let me just see if I can do. Yes, I can do. Let me just mute everyone again and let's try this way. No, I think it's okay. Now it's
Yeah, please go ahead.
It's okay. Perfect. Now let's move to the another part which is very interesting to see about the competition that we are going to have it. Dynamics 365 or Microsoft has a competition on these vendors or these suppliers or these proprietary software owners, developers. Specifically, these are the major one. You will find hundred of the solution for ERP, for the sales automation, for the customer service. You'll find 100 solution over there. But these are the major one where you will see Salesforce in the market. You will see HubSpot. You will also see Zoho. Why I put them on the top, you will see in the Middle East region, specifically, these are the top, you can say, the solution provider who compete with Dynamics 365. So every product has, you can say, pros and cons. So based on the customer need, customer requirement, even for the favorism, customer chooses the product there. So again, there is a big, you can say, the competition that we are having it here. Now there are some new product in line. Specifically, if we talk about the Oracle NetSuite, there's also making a big competition in the market, and the Cratio. Cratio again, it's a newbie in the market, but again, there's a challenge. It's making a challenge for other suppliers or other system integrators. So these are the all, you can say, the competition that we will see, and you can see the product implementation across the region, even across the global. You will find them. So it will help you to identify. Okay, whenever you see HubSpot, so it's mean there is a competition. Means they have the somehow similar compatibility or some of the features that are the same, which Microsoft also offers. But again, there are some likeness, means because of Microsoft is a single sign-on, single platform, single provider of all the solution. That's the beauty Microsoft comes here, that whenever it's needed, that everything needs to be one. Microsoft is the preference number one.
And especially because the Office 365 is subscribed by most of the organization, it makes sense to go with the Microsoft because you get all the integration by default using Flow, Power Automate, and all. And for enterprise, I would say Salesforce, SAP, Oracle is still the main competitors for enterprise projects. And as now you missed Monday.com.
Yeah.
You know why?
Monday.com,
Because
yeah, exactly.
every YouTube video, there's an ad before that.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what Hafiz and Sakib, they mentioned. Udo, yes, Udo is coming up here. Udo, they are also grabbing the market, which is again, this is open source. The community version is very impressive one. But again, there is a formation whenever you need everything in a single way, comes with the Windows integration, which comes with the emails. Microsoft takes the leverage here, even the team management.
And as the Nand also mentioned, the Dynamics 365 is also development frameworks. Similarly, Salesforce also. So for enterprise or medium to enterprise, these are the better options. But yeah, again, Udo is also there.
And it also happens whenever it is there in terms of the back office operation. Means Salesforce, it's all just like a CRM. It's not a ERP solution, but there is also, means financial force is there for the ERP, but not for very comprehensive one. Means if you have very comprehensive architecture, you have the comprehensive business requirement, Microsoft takes advantage on it. But again, in terms of the favorism as well as the compatibility, yes, because there's a lot of verticals available, readily available on the Salesforce, which are not available on Dynamics, because in Dynamics you would require to build and you have to invest the time, you have to work on it. In Salesforce is readily available. But the problem happens about the costing, how much cost that you are going to do it. So approximately you can say Microsoft is 30% or 35% or 40% cheaper than the Salesforce. This is the on an average I'm just talking about.
And
Same
then the
for the
skill
SAP.
set is very important. Salesforce,
Exactly.
you have to be have a very specific skill set. But for Dynamics or Power Apps, if you are familiar with any .NET technologies, you know, even if you don't know the C Sharp or any programming language, you can still do a lot of things without having any coding or development knowledge.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. And Act is also there. Act is very old one. Sage Act Pact or Act is the CRM solution. But they are also making a big difference there nowadays, specifically for the market intelligence. But the good part of the Act is they are also collaborating with Microsoft also. Means if the people who are using for the market intelligence, they have the connector, it can be integrated with the Dynamics platform. So they are not making a big challenge, but the main challenge is the Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho. They are the big market player, and of course, SAP is one of them. And the fresh sales, it's more related to the Western world, but they are challenging. And Krishu, they are trying to grab the market.
Okay, there is an interesting question. Sorry, I would like to interrupt here. Is
Mhm.
it safe to assume, this the question is from Sayed Hasib Ali. Is it safe to assume that the future for D365 consultants or developer is secure? Okay, let me answer it quickly, then maybe
Yeah,
Adnan can
please,
add.
please.
So one thing is, see, the products are evolving actually. Yes, very rapidly now, especially for me. If you just are just a simple developer with having C Sharp .NET capabilities or just a functional, I think in future that would not be enough. You have to have some experience with the intelligence part of the Dynamics 365. So whatever comes new, yes, we have to learn. We have to evolve ourselves also, because now systems are rapidly changing. But yes, there. I mean, the D365 consultants will be there, yes, but their skill sets will be increased, or you could say they have to polish themselves. But consultants will be there, even developers will be there.
That's true. This is what I'm just going to add it here. You would require to just polish your skill set. Because previously, anyone who is working on C Sharp, he was only working on C Sharp. But now the terminologies, or you can say the things they are coming into the place, you have to make yourself ready and you can say equipped with knowledge of across the platform. So let's take example of Power BI. You need to know about the Power BI. You need to know about the Power Platform, Power Apps development. You need to know about the modular or you can say model development or Canvas app development. So that's the you can say take the advantage, because as soon as it is coming up here, the you can say the core hardcore programming, it will become less, but again it's not going to be you can say
Vanished.
vanished from the
Yeah.
planet. Still demand will remain as, but specialized development will be there. So let's take example of the deployment. So for the deployment automation, again the programming or C sharp code, Python code, and even for I saw there was some uh, comprehensive X++ code was written where the deployment automation was scheduled. So again, it's a very specialized one. So
And again, so just one thing.
job is safe. There will be no change.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But the dimension
as
will
an
be changed.
example, if you worked on the previous versions, I mean, we've just needed to know as a developer point of view C sharp, so you can write custom plugins or custom code activities, and you know how to write a workflow, create a workflow inside the CRM. But now you have to definitely know the Power Apps, I mean, the flow or Power Automate, because now the real or sorry background workflows are moved there. Those are the new technology. So yes, you have to learn with the flow, go with the flow, and then what? I don't see any problem then. Okay, I think let's move on. Now we've
Yes.
just 10 minutes left,
Yeah,
so
10
let's
minutes
be
left.
quick.
We try to cover up. And if we don't, then we will all continue with our conversation with the latest day. Okay, let's talk about Dynamics 365 ecosystem. So that's the beauty which Microsoft offers. We have the ERP solution. means Microsoft has a ERP solution, and with a different flavor, means anyone who wants the finance, so he can take only the finance. It's a module based application that you can get. You can get only the finance, you will get the finance, but you have the requirement of supply chain, then you can also merge that particular modules. Same thing for the commerce, human resource, business center, project operations. So it comes under the ERP platform. So based on the customer need, based on the objective that the business is going to be achieve, based on the model they are looking for it, we normally propose related ERP product. Same way for the CRM. In the CRM, as we discussed just a while ago, we have the modules. So again, totally depends on the customer requirements. We identify, okay, which module they need. They need a complete full suite of the Dynamics 365 CRM solutions, or they need only uh, one or two modules. So totally depends on the customer need and the requirement. Then there's some Microsoft Cloud for the industry. That's a major change happen because for the healthcare, specifically for manufacturing, financial services, as well as for the government, non-profit, and retail, they have the specialized cloud available, and it comes with the accelerator part there. So again, it comes under the same umbrella. You will find the same terminology, same products, same services, but a different branding under the related to the business activity. Then we have a complete suite of the Power Platform, which covers everything about the intelligence, low code development, mobility, portal, business intelligence, chatbots. You will find under the Power Platform products over there. So this is a very high level. But if you see, I will show you, there is another slide which comes here with a complete, or not, it's not 100% complete, but it covers the maximum portion of the ecosystem there. Now let's talk about the CRM solution, what we have inside the CRM solution. So as we mentioned that the CRM sales is there, customer service there, field service there, marketing is there. So each and every component or each and every module, it covers the complete business suite of business processes under one mechanism. Now it's totally up to us or up to the business requirement that we have to identify, okay, which module has the feature and we are going to implement. So might be possible you are not going to take the complete sales, you are just going to take the partial of the sales management. We can do it. That wouldn't be an issue. Then this is what we will also cover in our technical and even in our functional training sessions. Same way for also customer service. Microsoft offers everything, but totally depends on the customer need. We have to identify what they need, what the customer asking for to manage their customer, for their vendor, how the sales transaction are going to manage, what are the aspect that we have to cover for the customer service, what operation they are going to cover for the field services. So again, it totally depends what features that we are going to enable, we are going to offer to the customer. And the beauty of it here today, if any of the customer is going to start working on the sales, tomorrow if they are going to have the expand and they are going to introduce some field services activities, you can just plug it. You don't need to do some re-implementation or fresh implementation. It's just like a plug and play, means you can enable, you can install the apps, and you can start using. Along it,
And it
these
will work on
apps,
the same data. That's very
same data.
important.
That's the
Yeah.
yeah, that's the beauty here. That's the beauty. And in the later stage that you have the custom development, again, you are going to do the Power App development on the top of Dynamics module. Then in the later stage, the company says, oh, yes, we need the marketing solution also. And we have the information, we have the database. We just need to enable the app. Again, app will be installed, and people, marketeers, or the analysts who are working on the marketing department, they are just going to start working on it, just like a plug and play that you are going to take it there. Now, let me show you the complete ecosystem. And from here, you will see the maximum portion here, and you can visualize how much strength is available inside a Dynamics 365. Complete business model plus the features which are exists in the system, in the solution, and what Microsoft covers here. And every part of that particular product is interconnected and direct, you can say, have the connectivity and you can establish there, which comes only for the Microsoft 365 online version. And I believe so, no one in the industry, they are helping in this particular scenario. But only comes here, again, which I mentioned, favorism. What is the favorism there? But based on the specialization, might be possible there is a readily available, so people are preferring. But based on the ecosystem which Microsoft offers, this is a unique one.
And please
And you
don't
can
confuse
imagine that,
yourselves. Yeah.
yes,
This is
yeah,
very
exactly.
simple, but because of the new modules and features, it looks like very complex. But we'll go very slow. I mean, so yeah.
Exactly, definitely. And you can imagine that what we are going to do in the CRM solution, we are just going to cover some of the part here. But again, if we are going to continue with this training sessions, we will cover each and every part. Means we will talk about all of the other modules which comes with the CRM solution, as well as with the services add-ons and the collaboration solutions and the Power Apps one. So these are all modules that we are going to cover. But eventually, for the starting of the beginning, we are just going to cover the CRM sales. We are just going to take the customer service at the beginning. Then later on, we are going to expand with the field service, process service automation, and then we will go with the some of the AI part also and the Power Platform development. Mixed reality, it's available, but again, there are some special equipment that are needed for the mixed reality solution. We will see if we can arrange the you can say, equipment and we can showcase you. Otherwise, we will share the material, how it works, how the solution works there. Okay, I think there we have one question. By Mr. Firoza, is machine learning would be required to learn for Dynamics than D365 developer, and at what level is useful for D365 as you discussed about the artificial intelligence? Actually, see, only the fundamental is required at the beginning. You don't need you can say need to know or learn about at the initial stage for the machine learning, but good to have if you have the experience in ML, then it will help you to build your own algorithm. But Microsoft also offers you from some you can default algorithm, and based on the algorithm you can set up your own parameters and you can build the KPIs and you can build the intelligence in the sales insight, customer insight, marketing insight. You can build your own analytics. That wouldn't be an issue because the default functionality is there. Default functionality means provided by Microsoft. But if you know ML, then you can also build your own algorithm there.
Yeah. So to answer it in a different way, no, I would say for basic and any basic customizations as a developer, you don't need to know it. But that depends on the scenario. But most of the scenarios you will cover without ML. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Might be possible there are some people who are just get confused. Oh, so many things we are going to cover. Don't
No,
worry,
no,
we
no.
are
So
going
please don't.
step by
We
step. Yes,
initially said
no
this is
big
a
issue.
low code or almost no code solution. So these are the features available for extendability. So don't mix it. We will later discuss it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Sound perfect. Okay, what I would suggest, if we can skip this part, CRM operation and as well as architecture, I think we can cover this particular topic in the technical session because more related to technical stuff, how the Microsoft or you can say CRM works all together. So we are just going to exclude this part and we will cover in the future sessions as when we are going to do it there.
Yeah, we'll merge it with the development part. That
The
will be more.
development part.
It will make more sense then.
Exactly. If we see the report, which is the international recognized journals organization, which normally evaluates the different market solution, it's better to have a look into it because whenever you pitch any solution or you want to work, you want to see the acceptance of that solution from the market leaders. You want to know where the product stands here. And the best part is Microsoft has a good reputation in terms of the implementation, in terms of the automation here. So you can see here, specifically for the cloud core financial management, although Oracle is the one of the best solution in the market up till now, but still Microsoft, they are interacting and they are, you can say, progressing by day. So today we are seeing only in the visionary, but might be possible in couple of years, it is going to be supersede to Oracle. It's just going to passing the Oracle or even the market. So that's the thing you will find in terms of it here. Now we have the Nicholas Research, which is again another separate you can organization, and Microsoft is one of the leader ERP solution provider on cloud as well as on on-prem. So there are some solutions are there. So this is what we already are. In fact, SAP is a big competitor. Oracle is also there. Infor Cloud Suite is also there. But again, they are competing. I mean, the Microsoft is competing very well in this year. Now, our core topic is the Salesforce automation. So Microsoft is one of the leader. Means you can evaluate or you can visualize the Oracle and the Microsoft is almost on the same location or same portion here, and they are doing a good market contribution in here. So whenever you see the sales automation part or sales module or sales development, specifically in the industry, you will find only three solutions: Microsoft, Salesforce, Oracle, no one else. So that's the beauty here. But there are also other solutions there. Sugar CRM is there, Zoho is there, Freshworks is there, Zendesk is there. Crescio is also doing a good job in terms of the performing in the sales automation. So again, Microsoft is taking a lead over here. Then if we see the customer engagement, Microsoft improving a lot because the main, you can say, the challenge is with the Salesforce, but Microsoft is doing a lot and it is grabbing the market here. So again, you will see the three major name in the market for the customer service. Why the Salesforce is high, or you can say it's far above Microsoft because of the add-ons and the add-on functionality which is built there. But again, in the current days, because we have this technology is just 3 years old, but you will see a lot of difference in upcoming years. So there's a big potential is available there, and this is what we can try to grab it there. If we talk about the field service, again, it's a major change in the market. Salesforce is there also. Microsoft is also. IFS is again, there is a separate specialized software for the field engineering, field service, delivery, ground or on-site work. So IFS is one of the, you can say, the company who is who are the competitors with the Microsoft as well as with the Salesforce also. But again, there's a big potential, a big, you can say, market stake with the Microsoft there. Now, the thing here, how you are going to get the demo or the trial environment. So first part is, if you are having the Dynamics 365 subscription, it's good that you are going to have it and you can use it. If you don't, you have only the Office 365 subscription, then you can take directly trial. You can go with the URL, which is the free trial for 30 days subscription that you can take it and you can extend for the next 30 days if you put the credit card details there. But no need to put the credit card details. You can reinitiate or you can resubscribe for the new instance. And we will also cover this part also. And if you want to learn about the Microsoft 365 and you want to see the full functionality, because might be possible you are taking the direct subscription and you don't have the admin access of the Power Platform. To do so, what I will recommend you to go with the developer program, register with your developer program. You can register your ID, which currently you are using for the work, or even you can go with the live ID also. And you can register with the developer program. You can get 3 months, you can subscription as a free of cost. You can explore complete Azure Power Platform as well as the SharePoint development. You can see and you can do it on the top of it. And it's auto, you can say, expendable for next extendable for next 3 months. So it's overall, you can say 180 days you will get it there. And within the same program, you can also get this trial version for the 30 days trial for Dynamics 365. So that's the thing that you can get it there. And if you feel that, oh, there is some challenge that you are facing it, you can let us know. We will try to accommodate within our, you can say, instance. Or what we'll do, we will register yourself in the developer program and you can start using it there. Okay. So what we have for today's, we have covered the Dynamics 365 suite for business apps, specifically for the sales, customer service, marketing, field service. Sorry. We also talked about the finance and operation, not more than, but more somehow we had talk about in the commerce part. Majorly, we have covered the sales, customer service, marketing, and field services. We also had looked into about the Power Apps modules apps and the Dataworks. And we just need to highlight here that the Dynamics 365 comes with a two flavor, online and on-prem. But online is a different flavor than the on-prem. On-prem, there is a limited edition. It normally comes. We will also cover in the technical part, or even, sorry, we will also cover in the functional part. What is the drawback, or what are the limitation on the on-prem, and what are the advantages you can take on online, or what are the advantages on on-prem, what are not advantages on means what are the, you can say, cons on that particular online instance. And to learn more about the products, and this is what we are going to refer in our upcoming sessions, which Microsoft Learn. Do visit the site, and you will start seeing the course. You can bookmark, and you can start exploring the features of Dynamics, as well as not on Dynamics, on other part also. So it covers the maximum portion of the learning over there. And this is what we are going to also refer. By the time that we are going to work on any particular module, we are talking about any feature, we will also share the same link with the specific, you can say, that topics about that particular agenda. So it's very helpful if you are going to use the learning site from the Microsoft there. So now things comes to an end. So we would like to know if you are excited enough so that you can continue with the rest of the training sessions in the future. If yes, then please give us thumbs up. If not, please also share your valuable feedback. So we
Yeah, but
hope
you
that
know, the
this is
upcoming sessions will be definitely more actions. I mean, we will be
exactly.
working on or demonstrating the system and working on the system. So today was more of a, introduction, and because this is also very important to start with the application. Okay, and
Yes, so
there is a
just like a base.
question
So just like a
also.
base. We just started with, because same base we will also recover it again and again. But it's just like to set up the expectation that what we are going to do in the upcoming sessions. That's the only, you can say, see it here. I believe that it is not bypass from the head. We know we have covered a lot of the discussion, and we have covered a lot of, you can, information in a very, you can say, quicker time. So, but definitely we will try to, you can say, do very simplified one also.
Okay,
Okay.
there is a question by Firoz. Okay,
Yes.
how we can understand the data science analysis in terms of D365?
Mhm.
I'm not sure if I fully get what you're trying to ask, but if you're asking how machine learning or data science is used in Dynamics 365, one example is, let's say, forecasting the sales or predicting the inventory, so on. I mean, there are many models already available inside a D365 which can be configured, and you do not have to do any development on that. So you don't need to worry about that part. But if there are some custom requirements where custom machine learning model has to be used for some analysis or predictions, that can also be done. But that's an extended or advanced part. I hope I answered the question. If you have anything else in mind, please let us know.
Sounds perfect. So in the end, what we need, need your valuable feedback, and you can scan this code, and there will be a small form. It will be come with some of the questions that we would like to have the answer. So it will be great if you just fill up that particular form, and let us know what you have learned today. How about the presentation, if there's any improvement is required, or how you're going to interact, or it is fruitful or not. So we want to know actually how we can improve ourselves, or how we can continue with the further. So as soon as we are moving along, so it will help us to improve ourselves. Okay. So this code will also be shared through the email. So you can do it, and as well as the PPT file will also be available on the OneDrive, the same location which I shared earlier. Same link also, I will reshare it again. Okay. And related to our upcoming session, it will be scheduled for Saturday. Meeting invite will be sent by tomorrow or by maximum day after tomorrow. The same time, we are going to conduct this session and we will start our functional series. We will talk about the sales, how you are going to manage the sales processes, starting processes there, because there are some terminologies we have to talk about it. We have to talk about how you're going to manage the customers, how we are going to manage the sales processes, and the sales team management. So these are the four main elements that we are going to cover on that particular day. And then afterwards, on the 14th of December, Tuesday, the same time, means 8 p.m. in Dubai, 9 p.m. in Pakistan, and 9:30 in India. We are going to cover the second part of the functional series of the sales, where we are going to look into the continuation session of the managing customers, the lead and inquiry capturing, convert to opportunity, and opportunity management. And there are 6 different uh, sessions will be there for only for the sales. Same thing, it will be for the customer service. So you can imagine that there will be around uh, approximately 10 to 12 sessions. We will are just going to cover for the covering 2 modules as a function expert. Then as soon as we will cover those sessions, we will start working on the technical side, means how you can do the customization, configuration, development, what are the, you can say, the consideration that you have to look into it by the time that you are going to work on it. Okay. And I think, yes, we have passed the time, and I we would like to thank every participant again. Really appreciate for your time and the patience during the late hours. And if you have any question, suggestion, anything, you can say query related to your work, please feel free to contact us, me and Wahaj. You can directly approach. That wouldn't be an issue. You can also uh, follow us on the YouTube also. You can also follow us on the LinkedIn. And the training part, which we just covered, and we are going to cover in the future, all the training material will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. So let's say if you want to cross relate anything in the future, so you can also do it. So it will be available for everyone. But again, main take advantage will be given to the people who are in the live sessions.
And the interaction is always, there for more learning. When you ask the questions, others also learn.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so we are, I think, also available on the WhatsApp, the same group, right? So if you have any queries, you can also post there. Any suggestions, definitely.
Yes, exactly. Sounds okay. So I think we can conclude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And please
sounds good.
go through the full list also. We have technical sessions upcoming also, development sessions. But we, as per our plan, will first try to cover the sales and functional modules. So we have grip of the processes. Because once you know the processes, then definitely will come to extend these processes where development will play a role.
Exactly.
Okay. So any questions or anything? Anyone?
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. First of all, Sir Adnan and Sir Wahaj, thank you for bringing such value content. And I have a question. When you were, explaining different reports that about Salesforce and Dynamic 365, right? So I just want to ask that is it edge for Microsoft Dynamics 365 that they have integration of Office 365 app in their modules? Is it true?
Absolutely. Yes. Not only Office 365. See, whatever we showed you, the Forrester charts or other, these are Salesforce is a specialized CRM system, as Adnan also mentioned this part. But when you see the full suite, where the Microsoft Dynamics ERP, CRM, and automation, robotic automation or process automation, and Office 365, when you look at the full suite, it gives you more features and more integrated and seamless integration, I would say, between all of these functionalities. So anything that a organization needs is already there. So yes, but there are some cases when they need very specialized set of features. That's why they go for Salesforce or something. But most of the organization get more advantage when they are on Microsoft platform. Right,
Right.
Adnan? I mean, if
And
you would, yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, one more question that as you mentioned that there are four modules like sales, customer service, marketing, and the field service. These are those modules which every organization or every business need. So they would take a separate license for each, or they are interlinked with each other.
Okay, Adnan, I think will answer it better. But to just in a nutshell, there's a first license for at least one module you should have, and then you can add it as an add-on. So Adnan, please go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, see here, it totally again depends on the licensing requirement the customer is having. So he can have one enterprise license or let's say one main license, and with that particular license, the customer would require the attached license. So you can make the attachment. So it will reduce down the cost of the licensing also.
And
Because let's take
as an
example that
example,
hmm,
you can apply for, you can have a sales or customer service at the start, and later you can add field services, and that will be an attachment. It will come with the lower cost because you're already on the Dynamics 365 platform. But if
yeah,
you're
it will
not
be
on the
something.
platform,
Yeah, it will be
yeah,
something like this. Means you will have the enterprise for the sales, then you can make the attachment of the customer service, and you can make the attachment of the field service. So you are going to make two attachments. So I think Arsalan is there. Arsalan, can you please help us to answer this question? If you are there, Arsalan will help to for the licensing part.
Yes, means I can share the prices for the licenses if you want, but yes, means as you said earlier, there are two kind of licenses available. Means one is the base license, second one is the attached license. And whenever we talk about the D365 enterprise level of licenses, you need a base license for every single user. That's the important point over there. And there are minimum license requirement as well. So if we have another session, means I'll share one one slide so you can see the prices over there as well.
No problem. I think we can do it next week. Next, not next week, not next section on
Sure,
Saturday. We will have
sure.
a quick session on the licensing, so it will be great. So it will help us to identify, okay, what is the normally comes there. So whenever we
Yeah.
talk about in terms of the solutioning or in terms of you can say the planning for the functional aspect, so we can also see okay how the licensing normally works over there. So I think only we just need the understanding for that one. We don't need the complete details because there's something.
yeah,
It may be a confidential or there's some
yeah.
other
It's
details,
it
but
is
which is
by the way a
available
bit
publicly.
complex.
It's
Yeah,
better to share.
yeah.
Actually, confidential, it's nothing, but the thing is that means, yes, it's a complicated topic.
Yeah,
And the
Yes,
thing is
I
complicated.
that
agree.
means
That's true.
Microsoft is changing the, licensing terms, and, means they have different scenarios right now,
Yeah,
even though
and it
they just
depends
changed
totally
that
on the
project
requirements
automation as
also.
well.
It depends on the requirements also, because sometimes I
Exactly.
mean having a separate license for field services, full license makes more sense than having an attached licenses. So yeah, I mean it's a big topic, and maybe we'll cover it sometime. But in just to answer your question, yes, there are ways you can have attach to a main module with another module, or you can have a separate modules also depending on your use case. Then there are some add-ons also if related to storage. I mean, by default you come up with I guess 20 GB of storage per user, so 10 GB I guess, and then you can add. There are add-ons based on
Then there
it.
are,
Yeah, other
yeah,
things
there
also.
are
There are
team
many
member
things.
licenses also
Yeah.
available. Then activity users are also available. So it
Yeah, we
totally
will definitely
depends.
cover this part, member
Yeah,
license and the other, because this is a very interesting concept, but of course on a later stage.
sure.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, sir, for your valuable feedback and also the giving us the answer. And I think we can conclude our session. And once again, thank you, everyone. Really appreciate for your time till this time in the late evening. And we are very hopeful to see you again, inshallah, on Saturday, same time with a different content, inshallah.
Sure. Thank you very much, everyone, especially Mr. Wahaj and Mr. Adnan. Thanks a lot for
You're
this
Pleasure.
all
Wonderful.
Always
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.
Thank you, Adnan sir. Thank you, Wajah sir.
Thank you.